Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn Raaker and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of the Chef You and I. And you know, it's summer and it's hot outside. What's great during the summer is cold soups. And today we're doing a combination of different kinds of soup that I love to make. And one of them is gazpacho, and the second one is a fruit gazpacho, and the third one is cold cucumber soup. So let's start with the first one, which is a gazpacho soup that's so easy that you can do it in less than maybe 10 minutes. So the first thing that we're going to do is we have cut one long English cucumber, and I'm going to seed that cucumber first. Then we have 3 tomatoes, and I love these beautiful peppers because they are not like regular red peppers. They are a lot sweeter than red peppers. And we're going to use 3 of them and a yellow one to give some color. We're going to do 1/4 of a red onion and a couple scallions and 2 celery stalks, pepper, salt, and not red wine vinegar, but white wine vinegar, and some lemon juice. And it's going to be done really, really easy. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to move this out of the way so the camera can see everything that we're doing. And we've made it really simple for you. And then you're going to take all of this. You don't have to peel the cucumber. You just want to leave it the way it is, but you do want to seed it. So this is the way I do it. I use a grapefruit thing because you know what? It gets everything out. It's like, getting stuff out of a grapefruit. And it makes it simple. So that's really simple. That's 1. Here's 2. And you might get sprayed a little bit, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. But that makes it so simple for the person that's doing it. And I love gazpacho. And, I'm not using garlic in it, but my recipe calls for at least a teaspoon or a tablespoon of garlic. I would use a tablespoon if you love garlic. But all of you know that I'm allergic to garlic, so it's a little hard for me to do that. And I really don't see the difference between my version of it and everybody else's. So let's do that. We've already got that done. And so we're going to put this aside. And then we're going to cut them up easily, right? You don't have to make them because you can make them any way you want to cut them. But, in little chunks, right? Because you're going to put them in the food processor in a minute. So I know that you will love this soup like I do. And you want to, after you make it, you want to refrigerate it in the refrigerator. Gazpacho is made very simply with cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, onion, lemon juice, celery, scallions, and a little bit of lemon, salt, pepper, and white wine vinegar. So that's the simple part of it. So we've done that, and we want to cut up the rest of our cucumbers, which I think is easy. What I love about this soup is that it's so tasty and so good, and your family will love it. And you can keep it in the refrigerator, by the way, for at least 3 or 4, 5 days, right? And this is a simple soup that you can make. And here I'm going to do this onion. And you want to chop the onion up, right? Just like that. And you don't have to really do very much to it because guess what? It's going to go into the food processor. Here's our tomato. Let's do that. All right. All right. You can seed them if you want to. But because we're going to emulsify this and then we're going to use hard bread with it. Or you could put croutons, your own homemade croutons or other croutons with it. And this is a great, wonderful, lovely luncheon or an appetizer for dinner or a soup for dinner for a crowd. Not a crowd, but a few people. And you're going to love it. So here we go. See how simple this is? And now we're going to do our celery and peppers over here. And our lemon, we need a teaspoon of lemon or even maybe more. I like lemon, so I put a little bit more in, but you can do it to your taste, okay? So we want to at least do this. All right. I'm so excited about this because guess what? I love to have this for lunch. Absolutely. Absolutely. And my husband loves it too. So, anyhow, just do that. And you're going to put in the tomato juice, okay, as well. And, you know, you can use any kind of tomato juice. You can use V8, you can use your just regular tomato juice or make your own. So I think that's fun. So, and tomatoes are a little not the best right now. So I would use either plum tomatoes or other tomatoes, or if you're growing your tomatoes, that tastes even better. So let's do that. Now, the one thing you have to do with these wonderful peppers is that you just cut them. I took the tops off already. And what you want to do is you want to get rid of this piece right here. So you can go like this and get that out. And I've already seeded them, so I made it simple. And then just like that. That's why I love this little grapefruit spoon, because it just does things easily. So we're going to just cut those up. And you don't have to cut them up very big, just like that. And then this all is going to go into this wonderful blender, immersion blender. And then we're going to put it into our bowl. And we're going to serve it for lunch today. I know you're going to love it. So that's easy. And it's simple. And I love simple things in the summer. I bet you do too. We'd really love you to send in your recipes, your favorite recipes, to Kathryn at simultv.com. Because guess what? We are now on Simul TV and lots of other stations. Or you can send it to Kathryn Raaker 123 at gmail.com. So, and you know, you should go to our website at Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I. It's The Chef You and I. And I know all of you absolutely love our show and have asked for it. So we're going to be on a lot of channels, and we're global now, worldwide. So now that we've got all that done, I'm just going to wipe my hands off a little bit, with a little whatever. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these and put these into, just a second, into my food processor. But what I need first is a little lemon juice. So I've got it plugged in, and I'm making some fresh lemon juice. There's one. And lemons are so plentiful right now. So, lemons are so good for you. You should try them. So now I've done that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take and put this into the food processor. So I don't have a huge food processor, so we're going to do this in stages because we want to actually mix this all together. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the cucumbers first. All right. I'm making a lot of this, so we're going to take all of this, put this into our food processor, right? And I'm going to do it in stages because I've got a big crowd, not a big crowd, I've got my family coming. And, you know, this is something fun and nice to do with your family. So let's do this. I'm going to put a little bit of onion in there, right? And I'm going to actually put a little bit of the tomato juice in there. Right. Okay, and then I'm going to mix it all together in a few minutes. Okay, so we are going to do this. Okay, that's good. So you don't have to do it forever. Some people like it really chunky. I like it smoother. Okay, so we're going to take this off, and we're going to put this in the bowl, and then we're going to mix it all together. Okay? All right, it's really pretty simple. And then we're going to put this back in and do this. And then we're going to add all the rest of the ingredients. as well. And then I'm going to add all of the spices and everything at the very end. Because, you know, the thing is that you're going to mix it together. But if you've got a large food processor, right, you can do it easily in one time. But since I don't, we're doing it like this today, okay? So, right. Just keep doing it until it's completely, wait a minute. Okay. This makes a lot. Okay. We're back on the Chef You and I, and now I'm adding all the spices because it makes it easier to do it this way from the very beginning. So I actually want a teaspoon of the salt. A teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then a teaspoon of pepper, which I've already measured, and we're going to add in a quarter cup of white wine vinegar, and actually a tablespoon of lemon juice. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually stir that really good, because you want to get all those spices and everything in there. And now, this is so simple. See how simple that was to make? Absolutely delicious. And what we're going to do is we're going to refrigerate this for about 2 hours. And I'm actually going to put this into my serving bowl so I don't have to wait when I serve my guests. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, just a second, bring this over here for a minute and then bring the serving dish over here. And you'll see this. This makes a lot. So since I have a lot of different friends and families that, because of COVID-19, have been indoors, I thought this would be a nice soup for them. And you know, it's really a nice gesture to bring something nice to, you know, your neighbors or people that can't get out. And this is my gift to them. So actually, you'll see how beautiful that is. And I want to serve that with a crusty bread. And we just happen to have the crusty bread today, so we'll show you that. And this actually is our complete soup. And let's take our crusty bread. And what you can do with it, which I like to do, is cut it up in cubes, right? And then put it on the top. So we're going to open this up. And I'm probably just going to need about a half of it. So I'll take this and I'll cut it. Okay. And then I think I'm going to use a different knife. So we're cutting it up in pieces like that to put on top of the gazpacho or serve with the gazpacho on a beautiful little dish. So I'm going to get my little serving bowls that are in the other room and show you, besides which we're going to put this in. And this will show you what I'm talking about. And I'll cut this up again. So got cubes. And you can put them on the top of the soup, or you can serve it with just, you know, a slice of this beautiful artesian bread with butter. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we're back, and we're going to put these, actually I can put these in the refrigerator just like that, so I'm going to do this like this, really nice. These are so sweet. People just love them. And then I'm going to put a little thing right here, like that. And we have 3 people actually coming for lunch, and they're going to love this. All right. And do that. Put one there. And a third one. And it's really scrumptious. I'm telling you, I tasted it during the break, and it's really good. Okay, that's it. And then put one here. And you've got your lunch already made, the first course of your lunch already made, which is really sweet. We're back on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I, and now we're going to make something that I really made up myself, and I love this recipe. It's called Kathryn's Fruit Gazpacho. Part of it's liquid, part of it's fruit on top, so it's a little bit different. I hope you'll like it. And what it calls for, and I'm going to give you the recipe right now, it calls for 1/2 of a small English cucumber, and we're going to deseed it. It calls for 1/2 of cup or 1 cup of small to medium fresh blueberries. I'm adding another 1/4 of a cup for on top, so you'll see. And then 6 to 10 grapes, 1 cup of crushed canned pineapple not drained. So actually I'm going to add the juice to it, so you're going to see that. 1/2 a cup of freshly squeezed orange juice, which we're going to do on camera in just a moment. 1 cup of diced fresh strawberries, 1 teaspoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon of very finely chopped fresh mint. Now, part of it, like I said, it's going to be liquid. The rest of it's going to be fruit on the top. So we're going to be using these beautiful glasses, and I'm very excited about it. So let's start. So the first thing you want to do, actually, is I've already crushed some pineapple that was canned, but it was rings. So that's here. I'm going to add a little bit of the juice to it. Okay, so that should do it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze the actual lemon. We're going to squeeze 1/2 of an orange. Okay, and we're going to start cutting up everything right now. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deseed these English cucumbers. So I use a grapefruit spoon to do it, but you need to do this, right, like that. And we're going to use this here, and I'm going to get rid of this, all the seeds, because you don't want seeds in your cucumber. And a lot of people might have diverticulitis or whatever, and they can't have seeds. So this is one of the reasons why we deseed the actual cucumber, okay? And this is a juicy one, I can tell you that. So anyhow, we've got that done. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up the cucumber like this. And the first show I did it. And so we're going to actually puree this cucumber along with some of the other things that we're going to use today. So it doesn't matter because it's going to get, like I said, it's going to get juiced. So, and then you want to cut up, you want to cut the strawberries, right? And we're going to use some other strawberries at the top of the glass when we get this finished, right? And I think you're going to really have a wonderful dessert. I would call this more of a dessert, unless you're having a nice summer afternoon salad and this gazpacho, this fruit gazpacho, okay? So you just want to do that real easily. And it's going to taste delicious. You could do this with your grandchildren or your husband or something. This would be a fun project to work together on. And I love it when my husband cooks. He makes great stuff and makes me feel great when he does it. So, and people's birthdays are coming up, so you could use this for, a little birthday party, like for a lunch or something. Okay, so those are all done and ready to go into our blender in just a minute. And then you want to take I'm using a small sweet pepper. And we used this before. And so what you want to do is you want to get rid of all I deseeded it, but you want to get rid of those membranes that are in it, right? And make sure that all the seeds are gone. Okay, that one's done. It's pretty simple to do, actually. So that's the reason why I love this wonderful grapefruit spoon, because it just gets rid of everything, right? So we're going to chop those up. All right. Okay, and we'll put those in the blender. And you don't want to blend it too much, just enough. Just for maybe 45 seconds, okay? And then we're going to put in some mint to this. And we'll just chop that up fine because it's going to go into the blender too. So we'll do that. That'll have a kind of a... And then you can decorate it in the end with mint on the top of the glass. Okay? Okay, so we'll put that all in. So now we're going to use... All right, now we've got those done. And the grapes, we're actually going to put them in whole. So you want to take half the grapes out of this, a cup of grapes, right? Or half a cup of grapes. And you want to blend that all in together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually do the fresh orange juice here. So let's do this. I think I have that plugged in. Yes, I do. And then you just want to take it and get it. Takes a minute or two. I love this because it's easy to make fresh orange juice, or you can use regular orange juice as well. And so we want to do that. And I may add some other fresh orange juice to this as well. But I'm definitely going to put pineapple juice in there. So that's done. So all you need is that. And then I'll add a little bit of orange juice to it as well. So if the producer could hand me a little bit of the orange juice, I will add that to the pineapple juice that I have here. And thank you. We'll add that together along with this, a little bit of that, and the fresh. So thank you. So we'll take this off and add this right to this. This is going to be delicious. Okay, so we're done with that. And what we're going to do is now take the blender and we're going to blend these raw cut up pieces, right? And we'll do that first. So we want to take your strawberries and half your strawberries and half of your cucumbers, your peppers, and a few of your grapes, and some of your berries, half of your berries. And this should be fun. That should do it. And then, well, actually what happened was it was easier to use the thing that you use, I make shakes in, the shaker, instead of the actual food processor. So it's a lot easier. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of pineapple in this, right? And we'll blend this together, right? And then we'll use the rest of the pineapple and everything else, okay? So we're only making a little bit of the recipe right now because there's only a few people here. So, and then add some juice to it. All right, that should do it. Now, we want to put the top on like that. Okay, and then you put it in here. All right, and then we're going to blend it like a smoothie. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. So we're going to take it out, right? And then it's kind of like a smoothie. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and we're going to put it into our glasses, right? And since I'm only making two, I only made, like a quarter of the recipe, all right? So then you want to pour it into the glass. right? This worked out perfectly for 2, right? So then what you do is then you add your cut up strawberries like that. 1, 2, and your grapes. And some berries. And a little bit more of the pineapple on top, like that. That looks really sweet. Right. And then we'll finish the other one. This is really simple. So you have an easy, wonderful gazpacho, simple to do, right? And you're going to love it. And then you're going to take some wonderful mint leaves and put it on the side so it makes it even better. And then you're going to refrigerate this for at least 2 hours, right? And you could even put a cucumber there that you did like that. That would be kind of cool, right? And then put your mint leaves, and I'm going to freeze mine, but you can put just a mint leaf in just a second. I'm going to show you. Here's a really pretty mint leaf, and put the mint leaf like right there. Or, hold on, like this. Just simple. Make it simple. And your family and friends will just love this because this is so different. And since it's been so hot all across the United States, right, it'll make it better. It's something refreshing because people are, if they've had a long, hard day, it would be unbelievably tough for them. So this makes it simple for you. I'm going to put a little bit of pineapple on this one. Hold on. And I've got a few other people that I'm going to make this for as well. So there, we've made it very simple, very easy. This is Kathryn's Fruit Gazpacho. Easy to do, takes minutes to make, and you're going to really, really love it. And we'll be right back after these important messages on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I, making cold cucumber yogurt soup. We'll be right back. Hi, we're back on The Chef You and I, and now we are going to make my cold cucumber soup with yogurt and dill. So the first thing you need to do is get all of your ingredients together. And this is an avocado. We're going to use avocado in it. So you need, here's some of the ingredients that we have already. We have a red onion, 1 English cucumber, and I'm also using 2 small zucchinis, which I have already peeled. And that's really important. I have scallions. We have 1 large avocado, and if you've never done this before, you want to take and you want to cut the avocado all the way around, right, like this, just like I'm doing right now. And then what do you want to do? It came right off. I didn't even have to do that. How about that? So I'm actually going to take the seed out, whoops, and put it right here. And this is pretty easy. We're going to quarter them, so I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay, so I did it that way this time. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to take these apart. Just see how easy that is? That was simple. And it just makes it a lot easier for you when you're working with avocados. But you want to make sure that your avocados are not so hard that you can't work with them. And because you do want them to be a little bit soft. So, and there's tons of avocados out there right now, which I'm very happy about because I love avocados. So this is really a simple recipe that you can do. And just a second. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to chop your onion so that you can do it in the blender process or whatever you have, because it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these up a little bit before we put them in, and you're going to probably have to do it in a couple of times. You need to seed it first. Real simple. And I'll use this for a salad. I got plenty of cucumber. And I absolutely love English cucumbers because they're easy to work with and fun. And they taste, I like them better than American cucumbers, actually. So, there we go. And this. And I love zucchini. And zucchini's really good for you as well. So, there isn't too much of a seed in a zucchini. So I'm doing that really quick. Just want to get some of them out. All right. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to put these in the blender, and we'll cut them up like a little bit at a time because it makes it just easier. So that's what I'm going to do. So you want to cut these up, and I'll do maybe 2 here, and makes it simple. And then 1 of these, and I just love these. These are so good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these in here. And you're going to put some of the avocado in, and some of the onion in, and some scallion, because it'll chop it all up, so it makes it simple, okay? And that's 2 scallions, actually. And make sure you get them all in there. And you could put more in. Since I don't use garlic in this recipe, actually, if you wanted to add garlic to it, you could. So, and then you want to add a little bit of the wonderful Greek sour cream. It's Greek yogurt, which is so good for you. And after living in Middle East for a few years, I'm telling you, I'm a real yogurt gal. And it's pronounced, in the places that I was, yogurt. So let's do that. So you're going to put this on there. And we're going to add the spices and stuff to it in just a minute. Actually, what we're doing is adding some cream to our there. So that'll make it easier. So that's about 1/2 cup. And then we're going to add some chives to it. Right? And some dill. And since actually the people that are coming tonight, just a couple are coming, and they love this. So I'm actually making it for them and my husband. So there's going to be 4 of us, okay? So we're going to put this in again, and then you want to emulsify it, okay? All right, let's do that. All right. Okay, so we're done doing that. We're going to take that out. We're going to pour it into the bowl, okay? Because I'm going to be adding more in this. So let's use this and pour it into the bowl. Okay, that looks beautiful. Look at that. That is beautiful. It looks just like I wanted it to be, and everybody's going to love it. So we'll do the rest of it now because they're coming for dinner, and I really want them to really enjoy this summer feast. So I'm going to also just keep chopping this up until, and let me rinse this off. So this is really, really simple. So I'm going to add some salt and pepper to it as well. That's about maybe a teaspoon of pepper. And then add salt. It's probably half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to finish it and then move on to our next dish, which is going to be a summer salad. Okay, looks good to me. So we're going to take it off. And beautiful. Great. We're going to mix it together with what we've got here. And, oh my gosh, is this beautiful or what? Really, I don't like to put a lot of salt in things because there's a lot of my friends that can't have sodium or they don't eat a lot of salt. So we want to make this really pretty. Look at how nice that looks. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in to a soup bowl and show you. All right, so you want to take these and put these in. And look at how pretty that is. Now, some people can eat cucumber in with it being ground up. And some of my guests don't actually like cucumber that's in chunks. So what we're going to do with this, hold on, is we're going to put a little bit of mint on the top of it, right? Or you can use parsley. I have parsley as well. Maybe I'll use parsley to make it look attractive and pretty. So this is one where I don't use the chunks of not pineapple, but cucumber. I don't use the cubes of cucumber. So let's do this. So now I'm going to decorate it a little bit so it's really nice for your guest. So that's one little thing of parsley, right? And maybe one here. So that looks really sweet. Put one there, right? And then put another leaf here, right? And then you can do this one like that. What do you think? Pretty nice looking, actually. And that's really sweet. Your guests are going to love this soup. It's absolutely beautiful. And so easy, like you saw me make it. It's really simple to make. We'll be right back on The Chef You and I after these important messages. And now we're back on The Chef You and I, and this is one of my favorite things to do is make a summer salad. But I love lots and lots of ingredients. We have romaine lettuce, we have arugula, we have a red onion, we have scallions, we have wonderful black olives and baby tomatoes, right? And we're going to be cutting all of these up. And then our chicken. Now, for vegetarians, you don't need the chicken. You can just take, that's optional. I happen to have a baked chicken on hand, and I wanted to use it up, and this is an easy way for an easy summer meal. Okay, and it's really healthy for you. So let's start out, actually, with, I'm moving all these little ingredients over until I need them, and we're going to cut up. I like to tear lettuce instead of cutting it up. So, and I'm going to put the arugula in, which has been washed, okay? And we'll do that. All right. And then I'm going to take this over here, and then I'm going to tear up my romaine hearts. And this is really nice because you're getting a nice combination of lettuce. And I'm going to bring this over here and do it right here. Okay, and then we're going to add our red pepper. We're going to add a red and an orange sweet pepper. I love these, especially in the summertime. They're so good. And also celery, a red onion, and tomatoes. So we're tearing up the lettuce right now. And if you want to cut it, you can, but I really like it. It's just fresher this way, it seems to be. So this is romaine hearts. So now that we're going to put aside for a minute because what we need to do is chop everything else up to put it in the salad. So I need one of my trusty knives, and we're going to add some beautiful red onion to it. And I kind of like to do it like this because actually we're going to separate them. We're not making them, it's about a quarter of an onion here. And you're going to separate them and put them in there. So like this. So they just kind of decorate the salad actually, and then just add these to it. So, and a lot of people love onion, which some of the people that are coming for our dinner love. So I'm going to put some more in because it looks really pretty. And we're going to go like that. And that should do it actually. That's about a quarter of an onion, okay? Makes it look really nice. We're going to add some other things into the salad. I need to put these in, right? Okay, so we'll move that along. And then now what we're going to do is cut up our celery. I love celery. It's really good for you. And we're going to cut that up. I've already washed them. So all I have to do is actually do very small slices of it. And put as many vegetables as you can into your salad because it's really healthy for you. So you're going to have wonderful soup, wonderful salad, and you're really going to enjoy it. You know, you should send me your recipes for salad, okay? Now, you can either use 1 or 2 celeries. I think I'm just going to use 1.5 on this, okay? Or you can chop them even finer, okay? And I'm going to use this trusty little tool that I use all the time. It scrapes it up. Okay, you've got that in there. And I'm just going to use 1/2 of this. Okay, that should do it. So, you know, your family will really like this because it's different. And we're going to use some blood orange vinegar from Temecula, California that I love and my guests love, and olive oil. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 small scallions because people really like onion. And since I don't use garlic in any of my recipes, you can add garlic to your salad if you want to. But since you all know that I don't eat, I don't eat garlic, or I can't digest it actually. And there's a lot of people I'm finding that can't eat it either. So I want to use a little bit of the green on this scallion because it looks really nice. So we'll do that. So that's about 1.5 of these onions. All right, so there we go. That's pretty simple. And we're going to take these aside, put these over here. And now what I want to do is I want to cut up my tomatoes. Whoops. I want to cut up my tomatoes, and then I'm going to cut up the pepper. Okay? So we're going to put these aside, that aside. I'm going to do the pepper first. And you know, with peppers, you take the top off, and you cut them in like this. And I have a trusty tool that I use, which I need to get real quick. Here's a lovely tool that I use for grapefruit because it's really easy to shred with it. And so I'm shredding all the membrane out. And if there was any other things there, I would take it out too. So you just turn it over and do it like this. Get the membrane out. All right, so that's my orange one. And then here's my red one, because you want colorful salads, right? And then you cut it in half. And then what you do is, sometimes I do it like this, because if there's seeds in it, then I just do this, right? Just like that. And this one's got a lot of membrane in it, so you want to get rid of that, because it doesn't taste very good, actually. So that's pretty simple. So you've really learned how to use that. That's the reason why I love this tool. Okay, so I'm going to cut these up, right? Whoops, dropped one. And I know that you all love cooking shows, and you know, it's not hard to cook. And anybody can learn. I've taught little kids, I've taught seniors how to cook, and it's just simple. I love to, because I was from a very big family of 7 children. So when my mom worked, I just had the pleasure of feeding and cooking dinners for my dad and my brothers and sisters. We're going to throw that in there. See how pretty this is going to be. And I'll do the same thing with this one. And you'll notice how great they taste. They're sweet. They're not like regular peppers. These are sweet peppers, baby peppers. Okay, you can get them at the store in a very big bag, right? And then we're going to add our tomatoes or tomatoes, and I'm going to take this little piece off. Okay, so what we're going to do is just half your tomatoes. And throw those in. Easy does it. Simple, easy to do. So I just take that little button off, or where the stem was, and then just cut them up in half and then in quarters and throw them in. This is really nice. Some people don't like tomatoes. I love tomatoes, and my whole family does. And when we do get together, you know, for birthdays and stuff, actually, when I get to see them, they live all over the country, so it makes it a little tough. But when we do, we really have a lot of fun, and we love cooking together. So that's that. And one more. And we're almost done, actually. Then you want to add your olives. Whoops. And then you want to add your chicken, and we'll use the cheese last. So let's bring the chicken over. All right. Chicken over. And we're going to chop the chicken up here. So I want to get a little paper towel. Just a second. And do that. So we'll do that. Now I want to chop up my chicken. Not really fine, okay? And sometimes when you're doing that, you know, especially with when you take deboned chicken, right, you want to make sure that you get everything off because you don't want to have a bone or anything like that. So I'm doing that now. And it'll be delicious when I'm finished with it. And we're going to add lemon and pepper. And I think maybe I'll even put a couple grapes in there. So we'll do that, right? And that. These are all chopped up. You don't want to make it too fine. So, and then we'll mix it all together with our dressing, and we'll be able to serve it, which will be great. Because I love summer salads. They are delicious. They're great and easy to do. Doesn't take a lot of time. Your family will love it. And if your child has never liked salad before, you can entice them by putting fruit or other things into it, right? You could even use grapes or cherries, black cherries, whatever you'd like to make. All right, we're almost done. And we'll put that in there, and then we're going to take this away, and then I'm going to actually do this. Where are they? They're right here. And you'll see how simple this is to do. And look at how pretty that's going to be with the chicken. And then we're going to add feta cheese to it and some grapes for the top of it. And maybe I'll even add some more black olives, okay? So we'll put this on a plate and put the cheese on it right here, and we'll serve it. And I like people to actually use their own salt and pepper because, there's some people that have a problem with sodium, right? So you want to make sure that you make it, because we're making this for 4 people, right? Hold on. And I'm going to add some grapes to it in a minute. That's fine, okay? So we'll take that off. And that looks really good. Okay, we're going to move this over to here. And we're going to get some grapes to put on top of it. And maybe even a few blueberries. So here's some grapes. Right, wonderful. Because you got a lot of fresh fruit around. And then how about putting some berries on it? That's kind of cool. I had a lot of blueberries, and a lot of people like blueberries, right? So that's really a nice salad. And then let's add the feta cheese. And you can use any kind of cheese, actually. And then I'm going to add some lemon and pepper to it. It's right here because I love lemon and pepper. You don't have to, this is optional, so you can do that, and that's good. And then maybe some pepper. You have a complete salad now, and guess what? We are out of time on the Chef You and I. I'm going to add my dressing when my guests come. We want to bring all of our different dishes up to show them before we say goodbye. Thank you for joining me today on the Chef You and I show. I am so excited about what we did today. We started off with a wonderful gazpacho that we made with wonderful vegetables. Then we did a fruit gazpacho, and then we have regular vegetables on the top of it, but we pureed it. We pureed the other gazpacho, cold cucumber and dill soup. And then our final piece is our garden salad with chicken and lots of vegetables. I can't thank you enough for joining me today on the Chef You and I. You need to join us every single week on the Chef You and I, and we'll be very shortly on Simul TV. Join us there and all the other stations and online. And don't forget to go to our thechefyouandi.com site. See you soon.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefyouandi.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.